Hey, good morning, y'all. It's Susan. Welcome back. If you've been here before, I love having y'all come back and tell me what you think about some of the things I have going on. If you've never been here before, you're going to see today a prime example of why I say this is a place for all the things. We do a little bit of everything here. I got a little project going on. I always have at least one project going on. And I feel like I'm channeling my inner Monique right now from Monique Plans, because she loves to cut up a book. Well, I'm going to show y'all. I got this a couple months ago. Shannon and I went out for my birthday and did some shopping and got a couple of these journals. Y'all, I love it. I love it. It's so pretty. It's so cute. But I think it's going to become a decoration on a shelf because I tried to use it for my journal. This works okay. When you turn this page, I can only get that far, which means I can only write about to here comfortably. I've been trying to make it work since July. I can't make it work. So I cut those pages out and I'll kind of archive those someplace, and I'm going to show y'all what I'm doing instead. You know how I love my Patricia Nash cover, right? I love my cover. And I like composition books. I've already started a little bit. We're going to trim this composition book down to fit inside this cover. That, I think, will be the best way for me to do journaling, because as it gets full, I just buy another $1.25 journal and keep on rolling, you know? I do not have an X-Acto blade at home right now that is sharp, so we're gonna use a knife here. don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Hell, I might, excuse me, I didn't mean to say that. I might get in trouble just for having it on my channel, huh? I don't know how they work with all that. Anyway, this is how I started it off, and this is how I'm gonna finish it. We're just gonna do this some or a lot. And you know what? I'm just thinking I don't really want to cut through to this mat. See, it's not bad. I sharpened the kitchen knife, and it's not bad. And what you can do with these little funky edges, if you don't like those, you can get a fingernail file and file over them. Let me find my mat. I do have a cutting mat here somewhere. I have a cutting mat. I have a cutting mat. I knew I did. It's not quite as big as the book, but that's okay. Let's turn this way and do some. Anyway, whoops. The little truck's trying to get away. I gotta take that truck upstairs before I get caught with it. No, I won't get caught with it. He's fully aware of the truck, and he knows that I love the little truck, but I will not make him have to look at it for Christmas, maybe. But wherever I film from is going to be decorated, and it's going to be decorated with pink. So maybe I just have to have a little box of pink Christmas, and if I film upstairs, carry it upstairs. If I'm filming downstairs, carry it downstairs, right? I'll do what I got to do. God, let's check it. Let's check it. Okay. I feel like a craft knife might be sharper. I don't know. I did call myself sharpening this one this morning, but I don't know if I did or not. Honestly, I'm not very good with knives. I'm better with other things. Things we can't say on YouTube. Okay, so we've got exactly maybe about 6 pages cut through, and there are 80 sheets here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to flip it over here, and we're just going to keep going. We're just going to keep on going. We're just going to keep cutting. We're going to keep cutting until we get it done, because it's going to get done. I will not stop until it's done. I wish I could do this live so y'all could talk to me while I do it. I've been trying to watch the weather, but not too closely, because it kind of gives me, I don't want to sound like one of those people, but it is very triggering. We survived Katrina, and Shannon was actually in New Orleans helping with evacuations and stuff. So it's a little bit hard. Storms are hard for us to see, and because of all the flooding we've had in Denham Springs at home, it's hard to see those storm surges come in because we've been through it so many times in Denham Springs at home where I'm from. So I have checked on a couple of people that I've met on here that live in Florida and made sure they were fine, or found out what, you know, what their status is. And I feel good about that. You know, they seem like they're in good spirits, and they're in good places physically to be safe. But it's just, you know what, these things are horrible. They're horrible. I hate for anybody to go through it, but there are always situations people don't think about. You know, one of the big things people ask after Katrina was, why didn't people evacuate? They could have evacuated. Why didn't they leave? Well, let me explain some things about evacuating. And not everybody has a vehicle, okay? Contrary to whatever you might think, really, even a lot of people that live up north where they have public transportation, think about New York City. How many people in New York City do you think have cars? Really and truly, how many do you think have cars? They don't all have cars. Can you imagine trying to evacuate New York City in a situation like that? I mean, you saw what happened on 9/11. People trying to get off of the islands and stuff, okay? So, some people don't have cars, right? Or maybe they have a car. Guess what? If you can't, oh golly, if you need gas in your car and there's already no electricity, you can't get money from an ATM machine and the banks are closed. So what are you going to do now? You know, if you have the money. Well, if you have the money for gas and you get out of town, where are you going to go? You know, do you know that you're going to have a place to stay? It's a lot to think about. Do you know that you're going to have a safe place to stay? One of the shelters that I worked with at home, there was a young mother with 3 children, and I took my 3 kids, and we would go, and I would sit with her and visit and take things and do her laundry, and, you know, take her laundry to my house and do it and bring it back and bring her toys for the kids, and my kids would sit and play with her kids and all. And she only slept when I was there because she didn't know who was sleeping next to her family, and she had to protect herself and her kids. You know, there wasn't anything bad going on at that particular shelter, but as a mama, she knew there was nobody there that was going to look out for her and her babies, so she had to do it. So she didn't sleep unless I was there holding her infant. Oh, man. I kind of made a mistake. We'll just cut that page out. But she didn't sleep unless I was there to hold the infant and watch her other kids while they played with my kids. And I can completely understand that. I would have been the same way. If the roles had been reversed, I would have been the exact same way. I would not have been able to sleep not knowing if my kids were okay and safe, you know. So a lot of people put off evacuating, and I'll tell you why about that too. I had a little boy get off of a bus at our shelter who didn't know where his parents were. His mama was at work, his daddy was at work, he was with the neighbor babysitting him. Okay, they call for evacuations. The water starts getting high. The neighbor knows they have to leave and hasn't been in touch with mom and daddy. Don't know where they are. Don't know. Hadn't talked to them. They're not going to leave this little boy by himself, so they put him on the bus to come with them. And they bring him, and that was the right thing to do, I guess, you know, as right as anything could be. But it meant he was there without his parents, no kind of identification. I mean, he could tell us his name, but he didn't. He didn't have any kind of identification. If there had been a medical emergency, you know, I don't know what you do. Or anyway, there are a lot of reasons people can evacuate. When you drive for, like, you know, 5 hours, And all the hotel rooms, if you got money for a hotel room, all the hotel rooms are booked up. What do? You know, can you afford to keep driving? Can you afford to put more gas in your car and keep driving and hope you can find a place to stay? There are a lot of reasons people don't evacuate, you know. There's the fear of how people loot during a storm like that. And I know that nobody should risk their safety over possessions. But you think about older people and all they've got is what they've worked for. It's hard for them to leave their homes. It's really hard, you know, to leave all they've ever known and everything they've worked for. That's a hard thing to ask a person to do. So I guess I'm just saying I understand it from a different viewpoint because I've been there, you know. We have to keep a plan in place because we never know when a storm in our state can call Shannon up to help with rescue efforts or security, you know. So we have a plan for me to evacuate because he doesn't want me here by myself while he's gone like that. In case we don't have power or whatever. So we keep a kennel for the girls, and I have their papers showing that they've got their shots and stuff, and it's ready to go. All I gotta do is throw some clothes in a bag and go if I have to, and we have a plan, a place for me to go that's always there for me. But people just really, until you've been faced with it, hello kitty cat, you really don't know what it's like. It's a lot more than what you see on TV. Boy, this is an unorthodox way to use a knife, huh? Trying to make sure I'm not making holes in my little mat because I don't really want, I'd rather not make holes in my mat. And I think what I might do, I ordered a corner rounder that should be coming in. I'm not exactly sure when, but when that comes, I think I'm going to round these corners just to make them a little bit nicer. And I'll use a file on these edges. I might not use a corner rounder. By the time I dress up the edges a little bit, I might not want the corner rounder. And those pages that you saw me rip in the middle a while ago, I think my knife isn't sharp anymore. I think I might have to sharpen my knife some more. Oh Lord, I really don't want to do that. That makes me nervous. But I may have to. So after a while with the ruler, you can get down and do it like that, just next to the page. Anyway, so people who, oh look, we're halfway through. There's the stitching. So we're halfway through now. And what I'll do when I get this all cut, I'll put a dot of glue there to keep this from coming unstitched. And I'll do one at the top just as an extra precaution. Okay, that wasn't so bad. We made it halfway through. I think it's 80. That was 80 pages. Yeah, that was 80 pages already. That wasn't too bad. So this is what I'm doing this morning. I am cutting up a $1.25 composition book to be where I do my journaling. I think I'm going to, I don't know. I thought about, because right now I have one book where I do my Bible. It's not really Bible study. I do some reading, independent reading, and writing. And I have it in a little notebook that's the same size as my Bible. It's real small, and I like that. So I kind of was thinking about combining these, do my journaling and my Bible time in the same book. But now I'm thinking about it, I really like them in separate books. It's so hard to know what to do. I do like them in separate books. I like that. Maybe I can just get, because I like writing composition books. I'm that nerd. I like the composition books. Some people don't. I enjoy them. They feel very, they make me feel like I'm in school doing something important and productive. And I guess what I'm doing is important and productive, but I'm just not in school doing it. I don't get a grade. I should start grading myself on my journals. Give me some straight A's for once in my life. For once in my life, I can be on the dean's list. Get me some straight A's. Uh-oh. I'm messing it up now. Oh, Lord. I'm messing it up now. Let's see if I can do this. I hope I don't tear any more pages, because I feel bad that I tore that when I tore. Maybe I can put a sticker on the edge of it to help it be happy, because I don't want it to be ugly. See, my knife seems like it's still pretty sharp. Okay. There we go. Oh, wow. We're almost halfway through that side, it looks like. So this is how we do this. And if you, oh Lord, I don't want to cut my nice cover there. That would be terrible. So if you watch Monique ever, pretty much ever, you're going to see her cutting down a book, because she will cut down anything and everything to make it be the size that she likes. I decorate in very different ways. A lot of people have certain sticker books they like to use, or certain sticker kits they like to use, and that's all fine and dandy, but I don't spend the money on that kind of stuff. I have a rule. I don't pay more than $2 for a pack of stickers on Temu. I like those ones I can get for, you know, a penny a piece kind of thing. A big pack with a bunch of stickers. And they don't have to necessarily be themed. I do have some themed stickers. I found a book at Walmart that was about, I don't know, maybe $6 or $7. And it had theme, like for the whole year. It had, every month had sort of a theme and color scheme for it. But I don't even use that every month, because I don't know where it is. I won't lie. I don't know where it is right now. But some months I decorate ahead of time. Some months I decorate as I go. I find that washi tape is very inexpensive, because I get that on Temu also, and it's in big packs usually. At Dollar Tree, you can get a pretty big roll for $1.25. They don't always have much of a selection though, so that's why I've been getting more from Temu. But I think this is the heart of planning, when you can just tear it up and do what you want to do and make it yours. I think that's what it should be, because if it doesn't work for you, guess what? You're not going to use it. I know that. I mean, that's what happened with that notebook that I was just showing y'all, that spiral notebook. It does not work for me. It doesn't work for me. So I'm not going to punish myself, forcing myself to use it. And I know me. I know me well enough. Me and I have known each other for a very long time. And I know if it's not comfortable for me, guess what? I'm going to avoid the whole thing. So that means I wouldn't be journaling or doing my Bible writing if I just avoided that book, you know? And I think those things are very important. I know how important they are for me. They're very important. I need that daily, the peace that I get from my little bit of Bible study, and the encouragement I get from it, and having the ability to track my thoughts and feelings in my journal. And y'all, I journal in the morning and I journal in the evening or late afternoon. But there are days when I get like 1 o'clock in the afternoon and something has made me mad. Guess what? I'm pulling my journal out and I'm writing it down, buddy. Your name is going in my book, and I'm going to talk 90 kinds of smack about you and your mama. I mean, I know it's not nice, but it's better than saying it to somebody's face. I just journal about it instead, right? Okay, we're getting ready to cut this down just like that, because dang. That's not doing it. Okay. And here we get to the part where we just yank it. Just yank it off. That tape is hard to cut through. And then the string too. Okay. Children, do not do as I do when you see me. I do know about knife safety. I just don't follow the rules because I don't have time for that. But anyway, because I have time for a hospital visit to the emergency room, but I don't have time to follow the rules. And y'all know what Shannon would do if I called him at work. Oh my God, I'm at the emergency room. I cut my finger off while I was cutting up a composition book. Lord, that would be, and no, it would not be funny. I shouldn't even say that would be fun. That would not be funny. He would be so upset. Not mad, but he would be so worried about me. And then he would probably say, you know, you need to quit doing that. Why don't you just buy what you need? Well, because I don't want to spend that money on what I need. And what if I get it and then it's the right size, but I don't like the paper? I mean, there's a lot to think about when you're doing this stuff. And he doesn't understand. I think part of it's my ADD. I think part of it is I have texture issues. I'm very tactile. My favorite thing to do growing up was go into the fabric store and walk around those big round tables with all the fabric standing up and touch the fabrics. You learn funny things like black fabric has a smell to it. I think it's the dyes. Black fabric and brown fabrics feel different. Like you can have a whole table full of 100% cotton, but the black is going to feel different because of the concentration of the dye. Right now, my biggest texture thing is microfiber. Oh my gosh. I can't stand the feel of microfiber. It feels like it's going to pull my skin off or something. I can't stand it. I can't do it. Oh, look at there. Now we have a composition book that I can open right up to the middle. Now, I haven't forgotten to put my glue. I've got to put my glue on here. I have not forgotten that. I just haven't done it yet. There's the middle. We slide it right in here like that. Perfection. Well, it's perfect enough for me anyway. So I could have one for my, something's poking me. I think it's got a piece of paper stuck to me somewhere. I could have, this is big enough to put 2 or 3 more in there. Well, I could probably put 2 more in there. What is this poking me? I don't know what that is. I have enough room in there to put at least 1 more, so I could do my Bible writing and my journaling in there. And then as the book fills up, just buy another composition book and cut it down to fit in there. So there's plenty of room for another one. Because I wanted to use this, and it's a little bit big for the actual calendar, the small calendar for my weight tracking and stuff. It actually is kind of big for that. But I could stick it in the front of here and have all of it in one cover. Have my weight tracking, my weight and steps and exercise tracking. Then have my journaling and my Bible writing all in this nice cover. That's probably how it's going to be. Anyway, that's it for that project. I want to show you how I do that. And if I had a nail file here, I would show you how it works. You just use a nail file and go along the edges. Oh, let me get this ugly page. Oh, that's kind of ugly too. You know what? I'm going to leave my ugly pages because that'll be a good reminder that God loves us even if we're not perfect and pretty. And I can love my book even if it's not perfect and pretty. I'm going to leave it. I'll decorate the outside with something. I don't know what yet. Something that I like. Gotta find some paper that I like. Ooh, I've got some magazines I could look through. Anyway, so that's it for today. I need to go sharpen the knife back up and wash it and put it in the drawer. That's it for today. I'm sure I'll be back later because I'm going out for a walk. And I like taking y'all with me when I'm talking and recording while I walk. Oh my God, the walk is so much faster and so much more interesting. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.